Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. For those that are new here, I'm Sarah. I make a video pretty much every week about makeup, skincare, lifestyle, those kind of things, just kind of for fun. So thanks for joining me for today's video. Today I'm going to be going through all of my beauty, like my makeup, skincare empties for quarter 2 of the year. So that's April through June. Everything that I used up. I keep a bag in my closet where I just toss all of my empty containers when I use something up, and we are going to go through all of that today, and I'm going to talk about if I liked the product, if I didn't, would I repurchase, those types of things. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to have saved all of just my makeup empties, and I will do a full roundup at the end of the year of all the makeup products that I've used up. So if you want to see everything that I used up in quarter 2 of 2023, then just keep watching. So I'm going to try and talk about these in some semblance of an order. So the first category I have of products I've used up is like face washes. So the first one I have is this Pacifica Kale Detox face wash. I enjoyed this. It's one that I kind of purchased a little bit on a whim. I typically use the Derma E face wash in the orange bottle, and they were sold out when I went to repurchase it at my Ulta, so I picked this up instead because it was on sale at the time. I did enjoy this. It's rather, it's 5 fluid ounces, so I appreciated how much product you got. And I got it on sale, but normally I think this is priced at $10, which I think is pretty good for the amount that you get. So if I needed a different face wash other than the Derma E one, like again, if they're sold out or something, I would definitely pick this one up again. My next 2 face wash items are travel size that I used up when I took to the beach for my beach trip in June. The first is this travel size of the e.l.f. Pure Skin face wash. This was nice. It worked fine for what it was. I don't think I would go out and purchase a large size of this, but if I saw another one of these in the travel size available for purchase, I would probably pick it up for my next trip. It was a good size. But again, I've never really been into a lot of the e.l.f. skincare, and just for like everyday face washes, I just prefer something a little different. Finally, I used up a mini size of the Garnier Micellar Water. I love this stuff. I have the big size, and I think you can actually purchase like actual travel sizes of this. So this is like a true mini, and there's like a slightly bigger travel size that I definitely would purchase for my next trip. So I love this stuff and I use it every day. So next I have a few skincare items. I have 2 things from the brand Good Molecules. The first is the Niacinamide Brightening Toner. I used this completely up. I use a toner pretty much every morning as part of my morning skincare routine. This I really liked. It's an affordable price. I want to say this is like $13 or $14. It comes in a glass bottle, which is super nice, and it just works really well. I like things that have the niacinamide in it. It's just good for like helping acne and dark spots and all of those things. So I really enjoyed this, and I would consider repurchasing this when I run out of my current toner. The other Good Molecules item I used up was the Daily Brightening Serum. This is also super affordable at $8. And again, it comes in a glass bottle with just a little dropper. I liked this, but I don't know if I felt like it did a whole lot of anything. I got it for the brightening factor, and I usually try to incorporate some sort of vitamin C serum in my morning routine, and I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look this up, but I don't know. I don't think this has vitamin C in it. It just has hyaluronic acid, which I already get in my Neutrogena moisturizer. So I don't think this is a necessary step to repurchase for my skincare routine, but I did enjoy it, and it made me want to look at other kind of serums and items from the Good Molecules line. But speaking of a vitamin C serum, I also used up this little sample size of the Ola Henriksen vitamin C serum. This I really enjoyed, and I know that this can be a pretty expensive product, the full size at least, but it's one that I would consider purchasing. I think that this is a pretty good brand. I've enjoyed a couple of items that I've had from them in the past, so it's definitely one I want to look into when it's time for me to purchase my next vitamin C product. I think I got this as a like free gift with purchase, or like using some sort of offer code on a Sephora order a couple months ago. So that's a good tip. Just whenever you're shopping online at Sephora especially, look at their offers page, and sometimes they'll have something pretty good. Like I got 3 skincare sample sizes, but these are decent sizes to me. It's not just a foil packet. I got 3 of like this type of sample size with an order just for spending like $35, I think. So definitely something to think about when you're ordering from Sephora. As I mentioned earlier, getting the hyaluronic acid in my moisturizer every morning, I did use up one of my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel moisturizers. I absolutely love this stuff. I use it pretty consistently. I have like 2 backups in my collection right now. I do kind of go between, this is the water gel, and I think I have like the water gel cream right now, which is like a slightly different consistency, but at the end of the day, they all are just so moisturizing, and I just like how like light it feels, but then when I put it on, I feel like it really makes my skin feel like nourished and like plump, and that's just like a feeling I really like, especially in the morning as I'm getting ready. So this I highly recommend. I purchase it all the time, and I love this stuff. So my next category is kind of like body care, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it, but I have 2 of these. It's the Be Tight Firming Mask from Maylis. I have used up 2 of these, and this is a pretty pricey product in my opinion. One tub of this is about $50 at Ulta or on their website. Sometimes you can find them on sale on the Maylis website. I just feel like this does a pretty good job of kind of firming and kind of starting to dissolve or kind of fade some stretch marks and like cellulite on like your legs and your thighs and like your butt, honestly. So I do see a difference. The only thing is I feel like you have to use it really consistently to see any sort of noticeable results. So with this, I was pretty good for a while. I used up 2. It takes me, and see how much is in each of these. Each of these has 3.3 fluid ounces. And you really don't need a lot every time you use it, especially if you're just using it on like that smaller area of your body. And I will say too, it does, if you use too much, it does kind of like burn a little bit once you rub it in and leave it on. So I use like a slightly smaller amount every time I use it. But I did use this pretty consistently for about 2 to 3 months. I feel like one of these tubs takes me a little over a month to use up. So again, that's something to think about. You know, $50 a month just on this one product is kind of a lot, but I think in the like spring and summertime, it's something that I enjoy using. So I do have another tub of it going now, and I think when I run out of that one, I might purchase one more to kind of get me through the rest of like summer, and then maybe take a break until the spring again. But I do like this stuff, and I feel like you do see results, but only if you use it consistently. And then my other 2 items that I have for like body care are perfumes. So the first one I used up is this like Coach Poppy, like kind of mini size perfume. You can see there's still like a tiny bit in there, but it just won't go through the sprayer anymore. I have had this for years and years and years, and so recently I just kind of decided it's a set, so it has 3 of these in the set, and so I decided, you know, I just got to start using these up. They still smell fine and work fine, but they've just been in my life for a very long time, and so I just kind of focused on using this one up and finally did it. So I do, you know, like this scent, but I'm not like a huge like Coach Poppy person, I guess. I just bought the set when it was like super on sale one time at like Marshall's, but I want to use these up so I can kind of try out some different perfumes in the future. So glad that I used that up though. And then I have a ton of these little like sample sprayers of perfume, like a ton. So that's kind of my next focus. I want to kind of use all of those up, and along the way, if there's any in particular that, you know, I like or my husband likes or that I get compliments on, just kind of make note of that for potentially my next perfume purchase. So this was, I don't even know what the scent was. I probably should have looked it up, but it's hard to tell. It just is a Tory Burch perfume with an orange lid. So I don't know. I'll try and look it up and put in the description box if I can figure out what scent this was actually supposed to be, because I don't remember. And before we get into all my makeup empties, I also wanted to mention the women's multivitamin that I take every day. I use the Ollie gummy vitamins. I am a weirdo and I don't like swallowing pills if I don't have to, so I really like that Ollie makes gummy vitamins. I typically buy mine from Target, and a bottle of these is about $12 at Target. There are 90 gummies in here, and it does say the serving size recommendation is 2 gummies per serving, so that would mean that you have 45 days worth of gummies in this bottle if you do 2 a day. Honestly, I usually do 1 a day because I take other vitamins as well that are more specific than just the multivitamin. So I usually just do 1 of these a day. So really, I take usually more like 1 a day. So instead of this lasting me a month and a half, this lasts me closer to 2.5 to 3 months. So just something to think about, especially if you're taking other vitamins. But I really like the Ollie brand and I always repurchase it and I recommend it. Now for the fun part where I talk about all the makeup that I used up. So for those of you that don't know, I am also currently doing project panning. So I will link that playlist below as well as my most recent video here. So some of these items are from my project pan, but a lot of them are not. So I still, focus on trying to use up certain products in my collection outside of that project pan, if that makes sense. So let's just jump right in. The first item I used up was this mini size of an Estee Lauder primer. I liked this. It was like nice and creamy and I think it worked really well, but I know full size of this is like crazy expensive, so I would never actually purchase the full size, but it was nice to try out this sample of it. Another little sample that I pretty much used up was this Glowish skin tint. I think Glowish is part of the Huda Beauty brand. It looks like there's still plenty in there. I could have, cut the top off of this and probably gotten another use out of it, but I just didn't think it was worth it. It's just a little sample, but I did like this. But again, I have a couple other skin tint like items, and honestly, the sample of this I got was like really dark, so it didn't really give me the best, idea of how it would actually work every day, because I just kind of used this to blend into some foundations to make them a little darker, especially once I got more tan. But I did enjoy this, but I don't think I would ever consider purchasing the full size of the Glowish skin tint. Next, this was from my last Project Pan update. It's the Maybelline Color Whisper in Lust for Blush. It's a lipstick, but I ended up using it mostly as a cream blush, which I really enjoyed. I don't think they make the Color Whisper line anymore, which is kind of a bummer because I did like these. They were kind of a light wash of color on your lips. But there's so many options out there now. I'm sure I can find something very, very similar to this formula if I felt like I wanted to replace it with something. I finally used up my double-sided Tarte liner. One side was a retractable pencil and the other side is felt tip. I loved this and would definitely consider repurchasing this again. I think I bought this one year in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale for like half price. So I'm going to keep my eye out for that. And if I see this go on sale again, I will definitely pick this up because I liked having the dual-ended options. And as I said in a video I did maybe like a month or two ago, the felt tip end I feel like actually lasted a really long time. So I feel like I got a lot of use out of this for the price. Next for an eye makeup product is one of my e.l.f. Wow Brows. I love this stuff. It's pretty much my go-to. I've spoken about it so many times before, so just to very briefly repeat some of it. I just like how light and easy it is. It had a little bit of color to it, and it's one of the few brow products I've found that is really affordable that comes in a shade for me, which is taupe or blonde. It's really hard to find those colors sometimes, so I definitely always purchase these. I already had a backup, so that's already opened and using that every day now. Next, I have 2 lip products. One is a Bite Beauty lipstick. This was in the shade Kava. So it's kind of hard to see, like I used it all the way down, but this was definitely like a cooler toned, like mauvey pink color, which was really nice for the winter time. I really enjoyed this lipstick. And as we all know, Bite Beauty did go out of business, but I do think they still have like their lip bars. So I'm not sure what they sell or what you can do with the lip bars beyond making your own custom lipstick. I don't know if they sell other, regular lipsticks from their line. But I am sad that this was gone. I really liked the Bite formula, so creamy and smooth. I have a couple more like mini Bite lipsticks that I bought before they went out of business, so I will probably start trying to use those up soon as well. But really enjoyed this, and if they were still in business, I would definitely buy more products from them. My last lip empty is not like a true empty. I talked about this in one of my project panning videos, which again, I'll have that playlist linked below. This is the Buxom Plumping Gloss in the shade Kimberly. And you can kind of see on the back, I was tracking the progress of using it up. However, once it got closer to the end, this really started to irritate the skin around my lips as well as like my mouth and throat. So I kind of decided that that meant it was way too old, it was causing reactions, so I didn't want to use it anymore. And I feel like, I mean, you can see it looks like there's a lot in there, but it's pretty used up. I was able to use most of the product. So I felt like it was time to just call this empty and move this out of my collection. Honestly, the Buxom glosses are way too tingly for me, so I will not be purchasing any more of these lip pumping products from Buxom in the future. The last empty I have for all of this is a finishing spray from Wet n Wild. This is one of my favorite finishing sprays. It's like $4 or $5 at the drugstore. It works really well. I usually get the like mattifying one or like the natural finish one. Really like this stuff. I will link the video below in which I kind of used this. I think it was my everything under $8 video of a getting ready with me. So yeah, I highly recommend this. I haven't purchased a new one yet, but I am working through some other setting sprays that I have in my collection right now, and then kind of repurchase one or two more, and I think I will definitely repurchase this one in the future. It might not be the immediate next one that I get, but it's one that I kind of always come back to every now and then. So yeah, really like this, highly recommend. So yeah, that is all of the empty products relating to beauty and makeup and a little bit of, you know, vitamin nutrition that I used up in the second quarter of the year. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe, leave a comment below about, you know, the items that you're using up. Are you project panning? What are the things that you're working on this summer in your collection? I would love to know. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.